Maybe.
Hey, we're back.
I don't know why that happened. Yeah, I have no idea why that happened.
I was about to say, I think there's a thing you can turn on now, that gives you a buffer before the stream cuts off. If something happens. I don't remember where it is. I have to go dig up the Twitch tweet for that. But that might be a good thing to have turn on. Anyway, where did we get cut off at?
I have no idea.
Well, I was talking about how I thought Figure Arts released the yellow form of Axel, but it was only a display thing. But in terms of the episode, so we were with Terry, testing out Trial and finding out, oh fuck, I can't use this. It's not working. And apparently he has to do this motocross track in under 10 seconds. And if he does, he can handle the maximum drive from Axel Trial, meaning he can use Axel Trial. So we'll be checking in with him occasionally in the episode. Also, before she reveals this, she drops rocks on Terry for training purposes. Literal rocks on his face. It almost drops one directly on him after he's forcibly de-transformed, but she blows it up. Because that's the one rock she knew would fall near him, so she laced it with explosives.
Yeah.
To blow it up in an exact way to where it wouldn't smack him in the face.
Right.
Shroud's a dick.
And extremely lucky.
Yeah. Also, just as a note, as one of the notes in here of how Shroud describes the power of Trial is hit him. It's not working. Keep hitting him. Keep hitting him until it works. It's a very dumb way to describe Trial, but that's literally what he does in his maximum drive, is he keeps hitting until they explode. So, Terry's doing that at the moment. At Sonozaki Manor, Weather is getting a shave from Sayako, but Ryubei shows up to intimidate him with razor in hand and literally could have slit his throat.
And probably
at any point
should have.
Right, but he knows that this son of a bitch is going to self-destruct himself. I don't care. Also, I could take you. But yeah, he reminds me of the vow. They almost get into a fight until Sayako steps in her transform state and uses her move to distract Terror and Wakana so that they can escape because they got better shit to do. And this week, everybody's like, fine. At least it was not the daughter I was grooming that turned on me this week. But back with Terry, we also get Terry's, I think, heroic theme while he's doing his first run. I don't know the names of the tracks, unfortunately. All I know is I want to say this is Terry's like hero shit about to get real theme, because it's different than Shotaro and Phillips one. But he tries it. I think he gets like 13 seconds the first time, and then he gets around like 12, like in like the mid 12 ranges through subsequent ones, until he falls off the bike and knocks himself unconscious. Which Akio then proceeds to call Shotaro about, and Bird Lady hears this, and then she ducks off to go get the necklace, because by the way, the necklace fell off of her last episode, which is why she's going to book it, because we need to get her out of the office so Weather can get her. But before that, Wagana's talking to Sayako, trying to talk some sense into her, because she's probably the only sane one left of them at the moment. At the moment, we'll get there. And Saiko's hearing none of it because she's kind of gone cuckoo crazy, and I think those drivers that they have don't keep the toxins out of them like they think they do.
I don't know. Like, I feel like all of this is Weather's fault.
Oh, that, like, he pushed... Oh yeah, she's directly injected the memory into her by this point, hasn't she, multiple times?
I believe so.
Okay, so she's gotten hit. She's gotten whammied by her own memory. Congrats, Sayako. You now broke the one rule about dealing the totally not drugs is you don't take the totally not drugs. Congrats. Yeah, fucked up.
Yeah, you don't use.
Yeah.
Duh.
But she attacks Wagana in her monster form and tries to kill her the same way she killed Nazca in the same location. Which I have to think is just business for her. Like, does she take everyone, or she just chase everyone she hates up to that rooftop and kills them at that same railing?
Probably.
But Wagana's saved by Hero Kitty, who comes in and whisks her away, while also not holding on to her as they jump off the roof.
Yeah, he kind of just throws her. Hope you can land.
Well, they both jump off at the same time. It's just he's not carrying her. They both jump separately, and I'm like, Wagana, you gonna pop your memory in like before you hit the ground? I guess, because I assume you're jumping off not to some lower platform on the building. I assume you're jumping all the way off to get away. Anyway, yeah, our bird girlfriend found the necklace, but Weather gets her. So Weather calls Terry after he wakes up from the rest of the flashback involving the necklace and his sister to go, hey, I want to fight. And Terry's like, fine, we'll meet here. And then he proceeds to go one more time. And supposedly, he gets it under time. Spoilers! 2 seconds later, we find out, no, he didn't. And she tells Akiko to go grab Shotaro and Philip. So, for the showdown, because he's going to do it, but I guess he wants backup in case shit goes down.
I almost think that he probably knew he didn't get it under 10.
Probably.
And it was probably at that point he was like, you know what? When I fail, then I want them to just mop up the mess.
Yeah. It's like, if I fail, I would at least damage Weather enough that they could probably finally take his ass out. But yeah, he heads off. Akihiko picks up the stopwatch that Shroud dropped and sees that it was like 10-2, I think. It was like just over 10 seconds. And Shroud's like, yeah, I lied because Terry isn't the revenge-filled person I wanted anymore, so fuck him. I don't care. Goodbye. Guess Shroud's a dick.
Yeah. But to be fair, we already knew that.
Yep. We cut the Weather in Sayako real quick as the camera spins in circles and like weird disjointed music plays in the background as we focus on their kind of fucked up relationship, I guess. as they plan to kill this girl. Weather takes her powers to give himself wings. They go kill her father and probably her sister as well, because fuck it. Might as well tie up any loose ends there. And
well.
I guess go take over the rest of the museum. But I do love how the skewed camera stuff is cut off by the sound of Terry approaching by motorcycle, but the music still plays. Which is, once more, one of those, damn it, I love these details. God, I wish Geo had any of that. Like, I wish that, like, Omageo had a theme that would play anytime we were dealing with Omageo stuff. And, like, when we got the Geo 2, you kind of heard that theme, but it's buried under a more heroic theme that Sogo has. But the heroic theme isn't complete yet. It's, like, missing pieces, and we get more pieces of it over the course of the show. Like, you might not have noticed this. I didn't notice it until someone pointed it out. You know how we have those different themes in Xaid for the different riders and stuff that you might have heard?
Yeah.
They actually change depending on the level they're in, and depending on the level, it's reflective of, like, an era of gaming.
Huh.
So, like, in their base form, like, in, like, level 1, it's more like an NES theme. But when they go up to, like, level 2s or level 3s, it's more like a SNES theme. It's like you're progressing through history with the themes, kind of. And I'm like, God damn it. Where's the really good music stuff in Geo? Because I don't see it, don't hear it. Like, yeah, we get, like, a different sounding music, but, like, we don't get, like, really good association with the music. Anyway, we get Weather versus Axel. Terry holds his own for a little bit until Weather kind of pushes him off, and then he goes, all right, time to bust out Trial. Goes Trial and dodges and works his way through all the attacks that Weather dropped on him in the last episode, which I think goes a long way in going, yeah, this is kind of a short fight, but it shows how much of a gap now exists between Weather and Axel with Trial in play. Like, he's outclassed now. Because we know he's outclassed by Extreme. Hard. But now Terry has surpassed him. And he's on borrowed time now. But before he activates the maximum drive, Akiko shows up and yells at him. It's like, you didn't do it in time! And Shotaro's like, he's got it. Because Shotaro once more just full faith and trust in Terry. So he tosses it directly up in the air, and I don't think he catches it where he originally started. So I guess he did toss it forward a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
And proceeds to kick the crap out of Weather, because Trial's maximum drive is kicks, more kicks, lots of Daniel Bryan kicks for days. And with 9.8 seconds on the clock, Weather is done. And goes boom. Terry rescues the girl, destroys the Quetzalcoatl memory while he's at it, and Weather's done. And he actually tries to go to arrest Weather, but he dissolves, but says that all of their fates have been decided by Shroud, because he wants to fuck with them, I guess, one last time. Before he just dissolves into nothing as Psycho goes, oh fuck, I'm screwed now. But to wrap up, Bird Girl is back at her job at the zoo, talking about the birds with their names and who they are, and the kids are happy. The kids thank Shotaro, but he's just like, Terry's the one who did all the work this week. and they go to ask Terry questions, and he's just like, "Don't ask me questions, please." And it's like, wow, this is like one of the nicest like moments Terry's had all season, in terms of like, wow, you rarely smile in the show like this. And that is it. Any thoughts?
No.
It's a nice little two-parter that kind of caps Terry's development, I feel like, for the rest of the show.
Yeah.
Sadly.
I think that does kind of wrap him up in terms of his arc anyhow.
Yeah. Like, we still have Shroud in play, but we will deal with Shroud like intermittently through the rest of the season, but she doesn't become a full antagonist in the show, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think you're right.
She's just kind of a background player that we find out a little bit more and more and more, but like she's there more or less as a dangling like way for Terry to go back. But I feel like by the time we hit this episode, there's no going back. Like, he is who he is now, and he's gonna stay this way. Like, the only thing he has going forward is his relationship with Akiko that we'll get to at some point by the end of the series. But that's the only place Terry has to go at the moment, so. Anyway, we will pick things up with episode 37, The Bridge of Promises. These two episodes were written by Keiichi Hasegawa and directed by Satoshi Moroda. So Hasegawa wrote all 4 of these episodes, but we had 2 different directors, and really enough, I don't feel a difference in directors in Double, I feel like. Like, the only time I notice it is with Sakamoto's in play, but that's because he uses a lot of Dutch camera angles in his like style of action. Otherwise, everyone else is kind of samey, I guess.
Yeah.
Did you notice any?
I didn't really notice anything either.
All right. But we're at the office to open things up. It's a really rainy day. Akio's trying to do a website to get them with the modern times of 2010, I believe, at this point.
I believe you're right.
May of 2010-ish, assuming we're on that scale.
Probably
So 2010, where she's trying to get him a website to attract more people, which I would think at this point, all of Futo knows the agency to some degree and knows if they have problems to go to it. I don't think you're really reaching anyone else unless they're out of town. And I don't know why you would go out of, if you're from out of town, you would come to Futo to talk to Shotaro and Philip about whatever dumb problem you have that is not DuPont related. Which, also, I wonder something. What is their going rate when they get hired?
Good question.
They never put a price tag on the job that they do. It's just like, we're detectives. We find stuff for people, and we never put a price on it. Anyway, while Akio is trying to wrangle Shotaro into taking photos and helping with the website, an old man walks in and spooks them because they think he's a ghost, and he's not. He's just trying to find his family. And also, he might know something about Philip, but we'll find out later because opening. And out of opening, we're at the Sonozakis, where essentially Ryubei just says that Wakana's in charge now. since Psycho ran off and turned traitor. And Wakana's like, I don't wanna, because I don't want to be part of this. I never really wanted to be part of this. We got our first mention of Foundation X as the ones backing Museum. Which, God, I wish they did more with this. And they could have, interesting enough, if they kept the character alive. But I'll talk about that here in a little bit. But after that, we see that Sayako's running from a bunch of masquerade goons in the rain. She does take them out, but she's injured and on the run. And at a hotel, we see a Foundation X guy. We don't know it's Foundation X yet, but the Foundation X guy. Spoilers, it's Utopia from later in the series. As he bumps into... doesn't he bump into Grasshopper Girl right here?
I believe so.
Okay. He bumps into a lot of people and drops a lot of stuff for some reason in this episode.
Yeah, he's very clumsy.
But yeah, back at the office, the guy drops by again while Shotro's out, and Philip is called by Wakana because she's panicking and is in trouble, in quotations, and needs help, and Philip heads off to go help her out. Meanwhile, we get the Watchmen dumping some info to Shotaro about the guy. And apparently his gut told him some shady thing, that this guy's involved in some shady stuff. Which, as it turns out, yeah, he is. But we'll get there. But the bug lady shows up to Watchmen, bumps into him, offers him a hot grasshopper. He says no, and she wants information on the guy. And he's just like, I don't know anything, and she doesn't buy it. And tases him with her taser heels. Terry does show up and fights Hopper, because that's her dopant memory. How I'll refer to her, because we never get a name for her. But, out of curiosity, did you recognize her?
Don't think I did right offhand.
Because we've seen her before in a series to come, because she's from Gaim. Clicking?
No.
Okay. This is actually Minami Tsukui. Essentially, she played Yoko in Gaim. If she stayed alive, this could have possibly been a connection to Gaim, like years down later, of like, oh, this grasshopper lady kind of was crazy and stuff until Sengoku found her, kind of like turned her around, I guess, from being kind of crazy grasshopper lady to his personal bodyguard, I guess. But no, by the way, she's dead in next episode. So there goes that out. But Hopper runs away while Terry tries to pull out Trial, which is a funny running theme of in this episode. Of every time he tries to go Trial, she runs. I guess it's a case of, oh, I don't want to be kicked in the face by the new toy, so I'm running because I know I'm dying to that. But at the bridge that Wakana called Philip to meet him up at, she talks to him on the phone while they're standing like 2 feet apart from each other, because that's their thing, I guess. Philip tries to talk to her about the guy memory stuff because she's trying to get advice on how to deal with all the bullshit she's getting dropped on her that she wants no part of, essentially. But it's family business, so she's obligated to. But at the Axel fight, because this is kind of breaks up the fight. Shrad does tell Terry about Museum, because I don't think Shotaro and Philip know the name of the organization they've been dealing with.
I don't either.
I was like, they've known it's Museum, because I don't think they've ever known the name. They just known, oh, there is an organization tied to distributing Gaia memories we never knew a name to, and now Terry's bringing them a name to it. Because I would assume, especially with like Narumi getting mentioned a few episodes ago, that that Terry's been read in on everything they know about the Gaia memory stuff.
I would hope.
But back with Philip and walking up, Philip's just trying to talk her like away from Museum and the Gaia memory stuff, because it's like, I don't want you a part of this. Please walk away. They kind of jokingly mention running off and getting out of the city.
Except for
but we find out
one probably wasn't as much of a joke.
Yeah, we'll find out later it wasn't. But we find out that the old man was a neurologist and a scientist who disappeared on the same night a number of other scientists disappeared about 10 years ago. So, yeah, he was working on the Gaia memories and helped make them. Elsewhere, Sayako gets attacked by the cat and actually gets defeated by it. Her driver is broken and her memory is taken away from her. The cat has it and he drops it off to Ryubei. Philip tries to look up on Ryubei because the old man drops his name on them. So they have a name to name. They don't only have a name of the organization. They have a name behind the name of their main villain. Supposedly. Spoilers. Ryubei's not the main villain, not the final villain of the series. Weirdly enough. Yeah, Philip can't do a lookup on Ryubei because I guess that part's locked out to him. Like he has some like safety in place of like, alright, you're not allowed. No one's allowed to look up information on me. Which probably extends to Terror as well.
Probably.
Although, I remember them doing a lookup on Terror, but that might be later in the series that I'm remembering that. Yeah, the old man books it after this lookup. Bug Lady finds him, tries to take him. Shotaro shows up, they go double. They try to fight off the Bug Lady. Wakanda tries to call Philip because I believe she overheard Ryubei talking to the Foundation X guy at this point. I don't have that written in the notes. Talking about the business, and she freaks out and wants like some support from Philip.
No, that's later. I think this was when Ryubei first told her that she was going to be the one taking over.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, this is what it is. She tries to call him because she finds out that like, oh yeah, my sister's dead now, and our cat killed him. Ah, fuck. God damn it. That's what it is. Well, supposedly she knows that her sister's probably dead. She's not, by the way. She might have got thrown in the ocean, but she's not dead. I don't think anyone who gets thrown in the ocean in any Rider series actually ends up dead.
Yeah, because everyone knows how to swim.
Yeah, even for a character who literally, I think, was supposed to die, looking at you, Takatora, I think he was literally supposed to die in Gaim and they backpedaled on it. at the last minute. Because I'm like, no, you were supposed to be dead in that episode, but you pulled that back because we needed to give Michi a path to redemption, and you're it. He's had too many bodies on his hands. Technically. Also, although, I don't think Michi killed anybody in Gaim. Well, directly speaking. Indirectly, oh yeah, he's probably responsible for a few people's deaths.
Yeah.
Because of all the overlords and stuff, but I don't think he directly killed anybody.
I don't think he did either.
But I think he's like, I think by the time we get through Full Throttle, I think he's kind of redeemed himself, or at least he's on the right path now.
He's not Psycho Killer guy anymore.
No, I think saving Mai kind of helped like sink in his redemption. Like it started with Kota teaming up with him in like the last episode. But I think him saving Mai was like very symbolic of, all right, I'm making up for my shit. Granted, I think a really good capstone of that would be, hey, Mai could use a driver. Why don't Michi make her one for her? Just make an extra Sengoku driver and be like, Kota, can you take this back with you next time you drop by? Just to put it out there. Anyway, Double goes extreme to try to finish off Hopper, but she uses the old man as a shield. And we find out, oh shit, the old man erased Philip's memories. So we end on that note. Which takes us to 38, where Terry goes trial, and Hopper runs. Of course she does. Yeah. Immediately, it's just like, nope, not dealing with this. I did not sign up to be kicked in the face repeatedly this week. Too bad. You will eventually. But we do find out that he erased Philip's memories of his family. So I guess to set him up as, like, I guess to empty him out, kind of, so he could be their research subject for getting Gaia memories, I guess, or something. I don't know if we ever got made clear, like, what, like, pre-double, what Philip's role in Museum was.
I think you're right. I don't think we ever did.
Like, we know what he was, but I don't think we ever got clarified what his role in all of it was. But outside of that, he refuses to talk, and that's our cold open. Coming out of it, oh yeah, we do have Ryubei talking to the Foundation Annex guy now. And Walken is being put into the big leader of museum chair, I guess, under Ryubei. But he's very hands-off. Probably for the best. So nobody thinks that he's responsible for all of this. But at the office, Akio wants a picture of the three of them because somehow in 38 episodes, they've not gotten a picture of all three of them together.
Yeah, somehow.
But they try to get a picture before the... I can't remember which phone it's supposed to be. But it's the black phone that they have. I know the two phones have names because I think they're based off a Hercules and a Stack Beetle. I believe theirs are the Stack phone. Shotro and Phillips. While Terry's is the Hercules phone, or whatever it's called. Kabuto phone, probably. But even though he's interrupted and knocked in the air, the back camera, which is what was taking a picture of the three of them, still gets the shot. Mid-flip, mind you. Gotta give the back camera some love, because damn, dedicated to its work. But it's essentially another call from Wakana to Philip to have a talk. But we find out that Utopia saved Sayako and has plans for her essentially because, yeah, I had like I don't have your memory, but I have your broken driver and it's busted. But there you go, have fun. And he drops the third thing this episode in this two-parter. I think he drops like a teacup or something. But we're at the police station with Terry and the other two cops that I don't remember the names of because we're 30-some odd episodes into the show at this point, and I'll be honest, I only remember so many of the supporting cast members' names. It's like I remember Watchmen, I remember Santa, I remember Queen, I don't remember her buddy, I don't remember, because Shotaro I think doesn't he have like two more informants or one more informant besides them?
Maybe?
I don't remember. And I don't remember Terry's cop buddy friends. Oh, right, that's what I'm thinking of. They were informants for Shotaro, kind of, until they kind of became Terry's supporting cast members. That's who I'm thinking of. Yeah, I don't remember their names. I'm like, guy with the back scratcher and the young guy who screws up all the time. But they're trying to talk to our neurologist friend who has many regrets. And we don't get far in their interrogation because Hopper shows up dressed as a police officer and takes out the other two guys fairly easily before Terry has to transform and deal with her. But the fight doesn't get that far because the guy gets away and Hopper gets away because she shoved a civilian and Terry went to save her with Trial. Once more, refusing to job to Trial. She refuses to do the job. Just like Weather refused to do the job to Extreme. He's only doing it to Trial. But we're back in the office. Essentially, Wakana wants to get out of the city, and she wants Philip to come with her. And Philip is very much debating whether or not this is a smart idea. Okay, I'll be honest. Just checking notes real quick. The notes on the wiki, I'm checking them for any like last appearances of forms or stuff. Said that it was weird that they supported Philip on this idea because it would kind of lock them out of Double Extreme.
I mean, would it?
Well, it would kind of like depower Double, wouldn't it? Or like it would mess with something, but I'm like, not really. Like Philip kind of operates like on the peripheral anyway. Like getting out of town, like it kind of brings in the question of like how far can Philip be from Shotaro for Double to still work?
Yeah.
Also, hello, Ghostronics. Also, no, we're not talking about Grey's Anatomy. What we're talking about is in the title of the episode, which is Kamen Rider Double. We're on episode 38 at the moment. Yeah, I guess that's the question. Anyway. Yeah, I guess that's the question.
Whoops. And hit button.
What button did you hit?
My mute sound button that apparently also, because for some stupid reason Linux decides to control that virtual cable, it also mutes the background music.
Bravo.
I probably should fix that.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. You'd have to get into that, and you also have to get into the travel time for the Extreme Bird to reach Shotaro for them to form Double Extreme. Because that would be a problem. And also, Fang would probably have to stay in city if they wanted to access Fang Joker, because, yeah, that would be a problem, and I don't think Fang would leave him to start with. There's just a couple weird notes that come up because of this, and I'm like, it's not the worst idea. At least to, like, get Wakana out of the city for a few days. Maybe see if Foundation X, or, like, not Foundation X, if Museum will try to track her. And maybe they could do something about it. It's not a terrible decision. Granted, because nobody's perfect plays later in the episode. Yeah. I think it's supposed to be that, like, this wasn't a smart idea, but it was the idea they wanted to go with because maybe it was the right decision. Anyway,
I mean,
they go to the train station where
question.
Yeah. Anyway, Shotaro and Philip try to go to the train station where they're meeting Wakana. They're there early, but they get pulled away to the hospital because Hopper got the guy and I guess poisoned him. I assume? With some lethal, slow-acting poison before Terry could stop her. So, those two are off fighting, while our neurologist friend is rushed to the hospital. And that pulls Shotaro and Philip away just as Wakana shows up. And Wakana is dragged away by Terror. I guess when no one was at the train station, or that corner of the train station. Because he kind of just does it out in the open. Like, that's the only weird part of this, of just like, was no one there to see this? Because y'all act casual after this happens. Hopper's taken out. 9.7 on the timer this time. I'm going to keep track of the timers, because I think he gets as low as like 8 or 8.7, I think, in the show. I think.
I honestly don't remember. I know it keeps going down.
Yeah.
That's the recurring theme.
Mm-hmm. Which makes sense. But at the hospital, the neurologist tells Philip that, hey, by the way, you're Raito Sonozaki. You're her sister, essentially. And he decides, yeah, I'm going to take Wakana and run, because I want to at least try to protect my little sister. Because she might be the only family member that's not crazy. And, well, after Wakana gets shown around the museum's facilities, when we get to the train station, yep. In all black, she popped her heel turn, which has this Clay Doll versus Fang / some Masquerade goons for a little bit, but it's mainly just Masquerade goons, because Wakana just does her heel turn, declares that she's now villain, tells the Foundation X guy that she's in charge now, and we're out with a little comedy thing involving the homepage. And that is it for 38. So what'd you think?
Definitely, this is the point where everything is hitting the fan.
Yep.
And it's like, this is probably the best way of handling this entire situation. Because the more I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking about ways that Geo has attempted to do not really similar stuff, but stuff at least to this scale and fail miserably at it. And it's like, yeah, this is probably the best way that you could go about all of this.
Honestly, the closest comparison I think you can make is between Terry and Gates in terms of their revenge plots. Granted, who they're trying to get revenge against, even though Gates's isn't quite revenge, but it's still kind of revenge. Like, they're still kind of similar in their character paths, but with Terry, when he slides back, it's only in Weather's presence that he slides back. And it's only because he antagonizes him that he slides back. Otherwise, we see Terry clearly go from man filled with hate and vengeance in his heart to, yeah, I want to fight for something better than that. I want to do better than that. I want to be better. And still, once more, he calls himself a Kamen Rider in training, literally in an episode, and I'm like, Terry, you've earned that title. You're not in training anymore. You've earned that title. Don't worry. But Gates doesn't have that kind of grounding because we know why Terry does what he does. We have focus on that. It's a part of his character, and Gates doesn't have that ever. We don't get an answer on that person that he holds the hand of for 2 seconds in a flashback. So that... once more, Geo doesn't get the basics, and you can watch any other show and go, yeah, wow, they could have done this a lot better in Geo. Yeah, these 2 episodes are really good. They really nicely set up and put everything in place for us going forward through the show, because the landscape kind of stays this way going forward. We kind of have Sayako like off on her own. Foundation X is now in play. Ryubei and Wakana are working on whatever is related to Extreme, because we know they're involved in that, and the detective agency is pretty much trying to keep the city from being attacked anymore by Museum. Any other thoughts?
No.
All right, next week we'll be taking a look at episodes 39 through 42. Correct?
I believe you're right on that.
Yep. Where we'll continue the overarching like final arc of Double. Until then, check out the rest of our stuff this week. Kind of today, technically tomorrow. Like, I'm doing Mario Golf and keeping on going with Paper Mario 1000-Year Door. The podcast this Saturday, we'll probably be talking more about the Google's streaming service thing, because we were talking about it before we started the podcast. That is a thing that I have thoughts on. Some of them are very concern based. Anyway, we will see you then, folks.